Yes.
So yesterday we were here, right? We'll continue from here. Any doubt from yesterday class? We were discussing like the general topic. We have introduced ethics. So we defined what is meant by ethics. We have taken the definition for ethics. Okay. Yes. Somebody was talking. Please take care of your mic. I think somebody's mic is on. Huh? Please off it. So yesterday we were seeing that. So we were defining the ethics. We have got a lot of definitions for ethics. Anything you can use. Like suppose they are asking about ethics when you have to introduce the, you are starting a question, then you can start the definition of ethics with the help of the definition which we have given yesterday. Okay. Anything you can use according to your convenience. Then we have started like how we are going to evaluate the human actions. I said that human actions can be evaluated with the help of three conditions, right? One is the true essence of the action, the object of the action. Second is the circumstances in which the action is performed. And third is generally the purpose, the aim for which the action is done. And like yesterday, one of your friend was also asking a question that, like suppose in a Sandeep case also, I explained that. Like even if it is a mobile phone theft and if it is used for some other purpose, the purpose has to be analyzed. Okay. So for what purpose it has been done, right? So why he is stealing? What is the intention of stealing? Either he is doing it for his luxurious life or whether he is doing to help somebody who is in need. Okay. So based on that, we'll be analyzing and then we will come to a conclusion, right? Now we have started this case, right? Add one more question in this case study. You are going to make up an answer for this. And if you don't, then I will discuss here in the class. Okay. So just mention what are the ethical issues which we can observe from the above case. No. You received this case study? Why bare faces? You did not receive this case study from the management. Okay, I'll ask them to forward because this is case number 1. Okay, case studies we will be discussing then and there. So very basic types of case studies I will start without any giving any structure or format how you have to do it, because this is the way you're going to answer. Some 3-4 questions will be put up in a case. Okay, generally the issues, administrative issues, they will be disclosing and they will ask you to discuss related to that. Questions will be arising like theoretical questions. They will also give questions from the case study also. So one such pattern is this. And in this, we said that what is the importance of ethics? What ethics is doing in human life? No, we started like that. So I asked you to frame an answer and we were doing it. So first point, have you written completely? Huh? In this case, you have to add one more question. Okay. So what are the... What happened? Hang on. Anybody know? Which one? In the system. Here. No, it is not operating here. Should we call Sanjay sir? Ah. This is totally different. Anybody know how to operate this? Shall we call Sanjay sir then? If you know, come forward. Otherwise, I have to call Sanjay sir. Sanjay sir. Hello. See, the board is not operated. I off it also. Please come here. No? It will not right now. Now it is completely off. So let's wait for 2 minutes. We'll take the dictation in meantime. So where we left, an exam in life, right? Done. So there was an old question also. 1 minute. Hanging on. So I cannot move anywhere. Yes, take the second point. The study of ethics. We will continue. The study of ethics helps a person. The study of ethics helps a person to look at his own life. The study of ethics helps a person to look at his own life critically, and to evaluate. The study of ethics helps a person to look at his own life critically and to evaluate his or her actions or choices or decisions. I'm repeating again. The study of ethics helps a person to look at his own life critically and to evaluate his or her actions or choices or decisions. Full stop. Thus, it assists. From first one. The study of ethics helps a person to look at his own life critically and to evaluate his or her actions or choices or decisions. Done? Over. Thus it assists a person in knowing what he or she really is, She assists a person in knowing what he or she really is and what is best for, Can I maximize this? Okay. Yes, sir. Thank you. So what is best for him or her? What is best for him or her? And what he or she has to do, in order to attain it. What he or she has to do in order to attain it. Full stop. Second point. Over. Should I repeat? It is our means. Third point. It is our means for deciding. A course of action. Okay. Then fourth point. To the degree which, course of action, have we done till that? Without it, start like this. Without it, our actions would be, it is our means for deciding a course of action, full stop. Without it, our actions would be random and aimless. Okay. Thus, aimless, aimless, aimless. Random and aimless, full stop. Okay, thus ethics promotes or helps, helps in enhancing individual well-being. Okay. The next point. Since ethics helps, an individual to understand about oneself, and his or her actions, and evaluate his or her actions, understand about oneself and evaluate his or her actions. Since ethics helps an individual to understand about oneself and evaluate his or her actions. Have you written? His or her actions. Okay, his or her actions. This I'm writing a question. Don't take down this. Comma. Through this, it helps to improve. Through this, it helps to improve an individual's behavior. Through this, it helps to improve an individual's behavior or bring in behavior change. Bring in behavior change, which is largely accepted, by the society. Okay. This also you will have as an additional question for the case study which you are writing. Okay. So you try to frame an answer, and if you don't get one, then we'll discuss here. Right. Then by following ethics in life. So first one we have completed for individual well-being. Before one point, no, we have done for individual well-being. Now we are writing for social well-being. Okay. So by following ethics in life, a person. Next point in this same next point. By following ethics in life, a person becomes. By following ethics in life, a person becomes more trustable. And this brings more people. This brings more people in relationship with. This brings more people in relationship with this person. Relationship with this person or an individual. Anything you can mention, huh? This person. Thus building social capital. Okay, so underline that, social capital. Move backwards in the first point. Thus, you have written thus, it promotes individual well-being. Underline that individual well-being in the previous point. There is a point of individual well-being. Underline that. Okay, so now continue on another 2 more points. That's it. I have given a model answer for you. You can also add up some more points for these cases over the period, not now. You don't get any idea now, no? So once you're completing, you're on the edge of completion of your subject, you will know like much better than me. I'm challenging. So then you will have more points in your account, no? So you'll be reading a lot of books. So you can add up some points here in every cases, okay? You can just leave some space also for that. Now continue. Next point. We know that ethics, discusses about a person's habit and customs. And we know that ethics is a set of moral principles. Ethics is a set of moral principles that guide. Ethics is a set of moral principles that guide a human behavior. These moral principles, full stop and continue. These moral principles are shaped, S-H-A-P-E-D. These moral principles are shaped from social norms, N-O-R-M-S, norms. What is meant by norms? Rules. Yes, good. So we do have, even in house, we have house rule. In our community, we have community rules. So these are called as norms to be followed by that community people, by the society. Okay. Norms, cultural practices and religious influences. Next point in this will be the last point. Okay. Completed this point. Should I repeat? Religious influences. Finished. Okay. The next point. Also when, so don't mistake me, because I had an operation in my leg. That's why I cannot able to stand continuously. No, last 2 classes I got pain again in my leg, because that's a major surgery I got in my leg. That's why. Otherwise I would be standing for 3 hours also, because I used to deliver lectures like that. That's why I asked them to put a chair here. So when I'm dictate, I can just sit. No, that's why. Yeah. So then you continue. Also, when the public officer, those who frame policies, Also, when the public officers, this will be the last point. So also, when the public officers frame, those who frame policies, public officers, those who frame policies, follow ethics, follow ethics. They follow ethics or ethical principles. Anyway, you can mention that. Follows ethical principles. They always place public interest. They always place public interest over private interest. They always place public interest over private interest. Private interest, behave in a non-discriminatory manner. Behave in a non-discriminatory, discriminatory manner. Promote equitable benefits. Non-discriminatory manner, promote equitable benefits. Equitable benefits. And you know the difference between equity and equality, right? Yes, because in economy you would have definitely read, and newspaper then and there it is coming. No, when you are reading any daily newspaper, pick up those words. Please try to understand the meaning of those things. Equitable benefits, no harm to weaker sections, and no harm to weaker sections, during policy formulation. Okay, policy formulation, and during policy formulation, and the public officers who implement bar, you put an administrator or administrator. We can also call them as administrators, okay? Public officers slash administrators who implement these policies, who implement this policy, these policies, who implement these policies will also act in people's interest. Also act in people's interest. People's interest will also act in people's interest, thereby reducing corruption, thereby reducing corruption and promoting 3E. 3E. What is the 3E? E. What is the 3E? Economy. Yes, somebody was saying the answer. Efficiency and effectiveness. Okay, 3E. Inside the bracket you mentioned economy, efficiency, effectiveness. 3E. Okay. 3E in effect. 3E in service delivery. 3E in service delivery. Where we left? Promote. 3E in service delivery. Inside bracket you mentioned what is the 3E? Economy, efficiency, effectiveness. Efficiency, effectiveness. Okay, EFFECTI, we done. In promoting 3E in service delivery. Close the bracket and mention in service delivery. Okay, service delivery. Okay, so full stop. Done? Have you written? So these are the benefits or importance of ethics. Okay, you can also add much more points inside. Then and there, whenever you are facing or coming across new topics, you will add these points here. So then I have also had a question here for you. What are the ethical issues observed in the above case, right? So what will be the ethical issues observed in the above cases? It's generally the case itself is talking about all the immoral practices which are practiced by the administrators. You can just pick out it and then you have to give it as points. Okay. So this you try from your side. If you cannot form an answer, then you just let me know. I'll be discussing in the classes. Okay. Then shall we move to the next topic? So our next topic is dimensions of ethics. You need time to discuss something with your friends. Yes. Any definition you require? And the past thing which we have done already. Any definition? We missed out any definition? See, I asked you that, I told you that in the previous, long back, to discuss about the deliberate human action. I told the voluntary is again divided into two. I will discuss after everything is done. Go to the diagram. We have drawn a pyramid. Do you remember that? The deliberate human action under 3 conditions can be analyzed under 3 conditions. What are those 3? Without ignorance, voluntarily. Yes, there you note this only. Voluntary. Voluntary actions can again be divided into 2. Yes, somebody is saying, what is that? Directly voluntary. Voluntary. Okay. Or voluntary in cause. Directly voluntary or voluntary in cause. What's the difference? You all have the habit of watching movie, no? Is there anybody who says that I never watched a single movie in my life, madam? My husband used to say this. Then I just ask him, please get out. Nah, you have to watch movie. Otherwise, like, you are like a fossil. Nah, you have to know things, what is happening around us. And then he used to say, you are totally out of your mind. No, you are simply watching K dramas, C dramas, all dramas. And then I say, I get barely some time. In that time, I want to be happy. So This is how our arguments goes on. So this, see here, directly voluntary, voluntary in cast. You would have seen in movies that the villain used to kidnap heroine, and now it is happening in vice versa also. So villain used to kidnap heroine. Now what happens? Hero goes to save the girl, and what he does, he chases the villain, and in meantime what they do, they completely destroy the entire market. Tomatoes flying here, there, aloo rolling here down. Even market wala flying up, spring, fly, uta hai na, uta road, something. So same, what happens here? Automatically one girl will be saved, but the life of many people will be destroyed in meantime. So, but he did not like to destroy the life of other people. What he did, he tried to save the girl. No, this is his action. His intention is to save the girl. But what happened? In meantime, many things got destroyed. Even like 10, 15 people are killed. No, the villain's people are killed in this saving scene. So this is voluntary in cast, because he did not will the action to, make loss to the people's property or to kill somebody, but his intention is to save the girl. We can also put some example like this, a fighter pilot. Okay, so this is an example you'll find everywhere. He wants to bomb the enemy territory. Now his action is to bomb the enemy territory. That is, he has to destroy the enemy's military base. Let us take like that. But there are some surrounding areas where innocent civilians are also residing. So if he tries to bomb the military territory or the military base of the enemy, automatically he knows that some innocent civilians also is going to get killed. But his intention is not to kill the innocent civilians. His intention is to bomb the military base of the enemy territory. So this is called voluntary in cast. Okay. So voluntary in cast means here the doer does not will the action, but it results from his action which he is already willing. Okay. So he wills to bomb the enemy territory's military base, but in this action, he knows that some innocent civilians also get killed, but he cannot avoid his duty. So this is called voluntary in cast. Okay. So this is not direct result of his action. It occurs because he is doing an action willfully. Because of that, some action gets done automatically. That is voluntary in cast. And directly voluntary is bombing the enemy base or saving the girl from the villain. So these are directly voluntary. But voluntary in cast are those actions which results from the action which he wills to do. Okay. So just take some definition if you want. Directly voluntary, under that you mention one line. Directly voluntary, under that. When the actor wills the action, when the actor wills the action for himself or as a means to an end. Wills for himself. Okay. When the actor wills the action for himself, W-I-L-L-S, wills the action for himself, or as a means to an end, or as a means to an end. Okay. So, if I play in rain, then I will get fever. You know that, but you go to play in rain. No, so where completely I have to repeat. So here, where the actor wills the action for himself, actor, A-C-T-O-R, wills the action for himself, or as a means to an end. Okay, as a means to an end. Done? So that means the actor is trying to accept this method as a process, okay, as a means to achieve some goal, as a target. We all know that if we are going and playing in the rain, we are going to get cold. So we are doing it, we are willing it, we are willfully doing an action. We know the result also, we are doing it. Okay, so that is going to affect us directly. We are understanding it and then we are doing it. That is voluntary, directly voluntary. But voluntary in cast means, you can mention that the action is not directly willed. The action is not directly willed. Voluntary in cast, under that. The action is not directly willed. Okay, the action is not directly willed for its own sake. Directly willed for its own sake. Directly willed for its own sake, but arises from The action is not directly willed, okay, for its own sake, sake, but arises, arises, A-R-I-S-E-S, arises from another action directly willed, arises from another action directly willed. Okay, full stop. Done. You can mention that example also. Some examples you can give. We have discussed 2 examples. Even third example, you can see that a lady is detected with some medical condition, but she is in pregnancy. Okay. So, but the doctor is saying that I am going to perform certain treatment. In this treatment, the child may be lost. Okay. But the lady will be saved. Right. So now the doctor doesn't have the intention to kill the child. His intention is not to kill the child, but his intention is to save the lady. If he's trying to save the lady, in the process, the child may get killed. The child is getting killed. No, that is called voluntary in cause. Okay. Saving the lady is directly voluntary. Done. Now we'll move to the next topic, that is dimensions of ethics. So far we have discussed till this. And if you have any doubt, you can just ask me or message me. Okay. If you don't like to ask here, you can ask through a message. Done. So others, I'll be forwarding notes also. What we have not taken here in the classes, I'll forward us notes. So you know about dimensions of ethics. In the introduction class, I have introduced this topic for you. Yes? Anybody? What we have said in the introduction class? Who knows, madam? Pata naita. It's an introduction class. Anna, we were simply sitting. We never understood even a word. That happens, no. Students used to say, I used to give the entire subject in the introduction class. But for you, I never did it because I realized it for past 3-4 years. Students did not understand even a single word, even the topic itself. Then what is the use? I'm giving insight, description. So see, dimension of ethics means what? It's the different facets and ethics is having. So the 4 major branches, the 4 major dimension of ethics, which we can discuss here is descriptive, then prescriptive, this is otherwise called as normative ethics. Okay, I can also call this as normative ethics. Then meta-ethics and applied ethics. So I also said that in the prescriptive ethics, we'll be seeing 3 types of theories. One is talking about duty, that is deontological ethics. Another one is talking about results only, that is teleological ethics. And the last one is virtue ethics, which is talking about characters. And we said we are going to apply this prescriptive ethics in the day-to-day problem we are facing, that is applied ethics, where we are going to apply these moral principles in our day-to-day, the problems we are facing in our day-to-day life. Are various fields. We are in various fields. We belongs to various fields. In various fields, we are facing various problems. Either you can be an administrator, you can be or excel in any field, no? So in there, you will be facing a lot of problems. There we are going to apply this ethics. Today, we also will start with one topic under applied ethics also. When I said applied ethics is very important because many case studies, most of the case studies are coming from this applied ethics part only. And if you see a old question paper, you will find questions from business ethics, and you'll find questions from the international relations related issues, what and all is happening in the international level. So the arms trade related questions you'll find are refugee related problems. Before year, there was a question related to refugees, especially if you take your old question paper, you'll find the question related to refugees, right? Then even you will also find some questions related to the administration. Generally, in every year, you will get questions related to administrative ethics, because we said that there are various forms of applied ethics. In that, one is administrative ethics also. So every year, you will get questions related to the moral problems an administrator is facing. Administrator can be of any designation. Okay. and then or a public official. He can be a VAO also. A public official who is doing his duty is undergoing some moral trauma. Okay, so what solution you'll be giving? That and all will come under the applied ethics part. So what is descriptive ethics? Now we'll take definition. We know no what is descriptive ethics here. You are going to help me in this. This is the first topic we started. Ah, yes. Louder. Louder. What you say in Hindi? Jor se. Right now. Ah. So various societies, this is called relativism concept. Relativism. You will study when you are studying about moral principles. We will be defining different terms there. Okay. So in that one term is called as moral relativism. Moral relativism. Don't write confidence. I gave it for you. See why I'm saying I am also like you. The area which I don't know, I will also be like this. See, one simple example is that there is Niche, no? Niche mere ghar ek auntie hai. She is very old, Dadi, 75 years old. Nah, but she is very brisk and active. I don't know whether I will be like that in my 75 years of age. I admire her. Every day, roj, she comes outside. When she hears some sounds, she know I am down. I'm going the steps. She comes. She has very keen ears, huh? She comes out, then she holds my hand like this. Betty, she starts. I know only one word. When I come here, no, I know only one word. Bathao ji. Huh? Then my husband said, you can also say boliye. Then boliye ji. Then she starts. Betty, रोज रोज आप पतला हो गए कैसा है ना you are becoming thin day by day. I understood a bit. How? She is 75 years old. She want to maintain her figure. Then I we have a lot of work. I'm cooking in my home. No, I never allow a maid inside because my husband is very specific about that. I have to cook. I am I have to prepare everything for him. Then I say, auntie, I see the clock like this. Beta, you come and say, no, andar aa sakte hai. Come on. Khalo. She put bread, then lot of butter, eat. Then I say, auntie, please. No, I don't know how to talk. Lack of confidence because I don't know Hindi. Mujhe patta nahi tha. Totally, I am blank. Then I was saying with the auntie. Then I start no. Then she said, chup chup, eat. Khalo. Then one hour. Or now she used to talk. I just stare her like this. I don't even understand a single word. Whenever I start to open my mouth, mujhe pata nahi tha. I don't understand something in English like this. She starts, chup karo beti, eat, khalo. Then she says, tell me the secret. And I said, this happened every day. Every day I lost 1 hour or half an hour or 1.5 hours. Then I go up. Then my husband asks, what is this? Huh? What happened? Kya hua? Where are you? And I said, I am down only. You come here. Come walk along with me. Come and meet Auntie Ji. Then I decided one day, I should not run away from this. Then one day I went, she called me. Same way. Betty, come here. Then I said, Batao auntie, what? Then she asked me, why are you, what strategy you are following? Then I went very close to her and I said, Auntie ji, mujhe tha nahi tha. Na, mere Bhagwan se आशीर्वाद है ना daily रोज मैं thin हो गया suddenly एक रात में मोटी हो गया. Auntie's face was like this. हाँ बेटी. She moved 2 steps back. Then auntie मैं अंदर आ सकता हूँ क्या? Then she said, नहीं बेटी, आप जाओ ना, ऊपर उनका husband waiting. जाओ. This is called confidence. No, you have to be confident enough to speak about your mind, not only in your daily life, but in your exams also. If you are fearful, no, then what happens? Fear occupies your space. You don't have time. Fear will act there. So this, you have to learn, in every situations, you should act on your own. If you don't know how to express it, just try some way or the other that you don't like it. You have this idea in your mind, just convey it. No, then everything will be in the right place. Nowadays, I don't find the disturbance. She is very good. She is very nice lady, but I cannot spend that much time with her. I will go, but then and there. I cannot daily spend with her, so I can go then and there. I invite her to my home. Right? So this is how our life happens, goes on. Now take a definition for descriptive ethics, as this lady has said. What it is? It is description about the customs which is prevailing, the moral principles which is prevailing in various places, various parts of the society. Okay, so this is otherwise related to relativism. You can also say this as a relativism. That is, it varies from place to place. The moral principles varies from society to society, places to places, not from person to person. That is called as subjectivism. Okay, subjectivism is totally abandoned now. We don't have that, because it means that she says, I have certain moral principles. My moral principle is this. I will occupy your space. You don't have any right to tell. No. Then some other person may come and say, I have right to slap you. I will do it. You cannot question me. So there will be complete chaos. So we have abandoned that, but relativism cannot be done like that. We cannot totally abandon it. Now we are trying to rectify the mistakes which is happening in various societies. We are trying to do. As how Konyak tribes, you would have heard about this tribe. Who is this tribe? Where they are residing? Very good. Once they were fierce head hunters, and now they have changed themselves to protect the environment and the animals in the environment. Konyak tribes. Okay. Nagaland. No, they used to hunt the buffaloes previously, and it is considered a trophies. How many buffalo heads they hanging before their home? It is considered as they are that much successful hunters, but now they are not doing it. So they are protecting the wild animals and the environment. Even one time they were also slashing human heads like Sentinelese does. But nowadays they are not like that. They realized it is wrong. They have come out of it. So relativism concept says that what are the ethical principles which is prevailing in various societies. And as one of your friends has asked about sati also, previously it was considered as morally right. But now we have abandoned it same way. Right? So write a definition. Descriptive ethics means it's a study of people's belief. It's a study of people's belief about morality. It's a study of people's belief about morality. People's belief about morality, full stop. It involves empirical investigation. It involves empirical investigation and investigates empirical investigation, EMPRICAL, investigation, and investigates about people's ethical ideals. Okay, investigates about people's ethical ideals, IDEALS, are what actions, are condemned, CONDEMNED, or what actions are condemned in a society, what actions are condemned in a society. Okay, condemned, COMDEMNED. That is in a society, full stop. That is it gives a record of certain taboos, gives a record of certain taboos, 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 customs are conventions. Full stop. Customs are conventions which is prevailing in various societies. Okay, conventions, full stop. You can just give any example. We have discussed a lot of examples so far. A lot of tribals, the moral ideas prevailing in the particular society we have discussed. Any examples you can mention under this, okay? Yes, yesterday also we were talking about Toda's fraternal polyandry and all. Now, descriptive ethics, or this is otherwise called as normative ethics. So what is this? Here we have collection of, here we have collection of various ideas, various philosophies, various principles given by various moral thinkers all around India and the world. So they come up with certain ideas and standard moral principles which has to be followed universally. Starting, don't tell lie, don't cheat others, don't hurt others. These types of standards which is prescribed to us to be followed. That is called as prescriptive ethics. So you just take some 2 lines for that, prescriptive ethics. It is the study of ethical theories. The study of ethical theories. Okay, the study of ethical theories that prescribe how people ought to act, need. Okay, how people ought to act, need to act, right? To act. Then ought to act, O-U-G-H-T, need, or you put need, any word you can use, ought to act. How people has to act, it says how people has to act in a particular situations. Okay, it's a collection of theories from various philosophers. Then example, you can give any example. Aristotle's virtue ethics is also examples for a prescriptive ethics. Example, Aristotle has came up with a theory. What is that theory? His theory is virtue ethics. Eudaimonia. His concept is eudaimonia concept. So Aristotle's virtue ethics. Example I am giving for prescriptive ethics. Then second, you can also mention Kant's deontological ethics. Kant. Immanuel Kant. Deontological ethics. Or his concept is otherwise called as categorical imperative. Categorical imperative. His theory is otherwise called as categorical imperatives. A duty ethics, a deontological ethics. Kant, Immanuel Kant is one such philosopher. Okay, like this we have lot of people who has come up with, even Epicurus is there, Epicureanism he has given. Okay, so you can give any examples under this, right? Then even Gandhian ethics you can mention. Gandhi has given a list of ethical principles to be followed. The 7 social sins, which was asked as UPSC question already for you in ethics paper only, they asked you. 2018 or 17 this question came. What are the 7 social sins described by Gandhiji? Direct question. So you have to discuss those 7 social sins and 2 lines in every sin you have to elaborate. Okay, so that way a question has appeared. Then meta ethics. What is meta ethics? Collection of all the philosophical concepts you will find here under the meta ethics. Okay, so just write the line. It seeks to understand. The meta ethics seeks to understand the nature of meta ethics. Seeks to understand the nature of ethical properties. Seeks to understand the nature of ethical properties, statements. Seeks to understand the nature of ethical properties, statements, attitudes and judgments. Attitudes and judgments. Full stop. Then write. It is a study of what ethical terms. It is a study of what ethical terms and theories. What ethical terms, TERMS, terms and theories. What ethical terms and theories actually refer to. It's like philosophy for ethics. Okay, full stop. Done. So now refer to, that's it. Full stop. Done. Over. Written till this. So what is applied ethics? You face problems in your daily life, so you are going to apply all the things which you have collected so far. There, when a problem arises for you, you are going to apply those principles to solve the problem which occurs in your life. Okay, so that is applied ethics. Just take 2 lines. It consists of, so it consists of, applied ethics means it consists of, it's a branch of ethics like that you have to write, but instead of doing all those things, you can write, it consists of the analysis of, pigeon, analysis of specific, comma, controversial, moral issues, controversial moral issues, such as abortion, okay, abortion, comma, animal rights, it can be of any issue, abortions, comma, animal rights, or euthanasia, etc. Euthanasia, ETHUNASIA. These are some of the issues which we are facing in our daily lives, euthanasia, etc. Abortion, comma, I'm repeating, comma, animal rights or euthanasia, etc. Euthanasia. What does that euthanasia means? I'm asking the question to you back. Huh? Louder. Huh? Mercy killing. Okay. It's called good death. The meaning is good death, but euthanasia, every country follows a different pattern of euthanasia. If you are in US, you can opt for euthanasia, even lethal injection they will inject on you, okay? Even the prisoners will opt for it. Just kill me by putting a poisonous medicine on me. Inject and then you will die. Survival, yeah, for that cases. There in India, we have a separate condition. Okay, and that's the reason, that's the issue which is going on now, whether it is ethical or it's an unethical. Then we are saying some group of people are saying it's morally right, because the person who owns the body has every right to decide what he has to do with the body. You have right to live. You have right to life. No, in your constitution itself, it's defined. What article is defining your right to life? Yeah, that's why I'm coming there. I'm coming to there. See, in India, there are certain restrictions. There are certain limitations, we say. Not active euthanasia is performed in India. As lethal injection, you cannot inject in anybody's body. Only those people who are in coma, okay, are in terminally ill condition, that this person will not survive. If a doctor gives a certificate that this person is not going to survive, or this person will slip into coma. See, imagine the situation. You have to draft a living will. How you are going to draft your property will? No. If the father is there, the father will draft the property will to his sons and daughters. No, equally, now everybody has the right to claim the property now. You know that, no? Yes. So, same way, how a father is drafting a property will, you can draft your own life will. Suppose the person has met with an accident. Now the doctor says that after a week or after 2 or 3 days, anytime, this person may slip into coma because his condition is not stabilized. Then at that situation, you have to draft the will of your life, not any other person. You have to say that if I slip into a coma, I don't want to live in this condition. I don't want to live in this state. Okay, just you can remove the life support system, not injecting lethal injection and all. Remove the life support system, kill me, allow me to die in a decent way. How you are allowed to live in a decent way, which says about Article 21 is saying that same way you have the right to die in a decent way also. That is the euthanasia we are practicing in India. Okay, when we come to euthanasia topic, I'll elaborate it for you. Don't confuse now. And we also will discuss what are ethical implications of using this form of euthanasia and all. So there we will discuss. Why urgency? Now, we will take some definition over. Have you taken it down? Full stop and continue. It helps to use knowledge of moral principles. It helps to use the knowledge of moral principles. It helps to use the knowledge of moral principles to present dilemmas, DILEMMAS. To present dilemmas we face in our life. Dilemmas which we face in our life and at work. And at work. Okay, full stop. And at work. So continuously we cannot write. So we'll do, after some time, we will take some definitions for deontology, teleology, and virtue ethics. Now we'll start with a new topic. Okay. So we'll start from the applied ethics part. The first applied ethics, we'll start with the field environmental ethics because this has a larger scope. Yes, student. Why so happy? Kya hua hai? Anything? I heard some laughing, not smiling, laughing sound. Huh? Yes, fine. That okay. Louder. Huh. Again, you need to explain. Meta ethics. See, there is no confusion in meta ethics. You will never come. What you are studying is meta ethics only. So now what you are reading is something called a part of meta ethics. Meta ethics is like the philosophical part of ethics. We can say like that. What you will learn in philosophy? Any philosophy student here? Anybody? No genius? Philosophy is something where you read theoretical part. Completely, you will study a lot of theories. Okay? Lot of. Anybody want to explain in spite of me? On behalf of me, you can do it. What is your name, Mr.? So you want to give an answer for him? Okay, fine. Then see, actually, it's a collection of theories which you are going to learn. No, like the J.S. Mill is there. J.S. Mill has come with a theory called utilitarianism theory. So you will learn what is meant by the word utilitarianism. It will be described under the meta ethics part. And there you will learn what is that utilitarianism theory is saying. What are those philosophers who has come up with utilitarianism theory, like Bentham, Emily Durkheim, like this lot of theories will be there. So you will learn all those under the meta ethics. Okay, right, done. See, the difference is that in descriptive ethics, you will have only the description of moral principles which is prevailing in various societies. And in prescriptive ethics, you will learn only what you have to follow. Okay, what you have to follow. But in meta ethics, you will find every word like a dictionary. What are the words are there for ethics related words will be there under the meta ethics. Okay. So descriptive says what you are and prescriptive says what you have to be and meta ethics says what is ethics. Now understood? Done? Any doubts? Okay. And applied ethics is totally the application part of ethics. Okay. So you are going to apply the moral principles in the problems you're facing in day-to-day life or in your work anywhere. Now we'll see the environment. Now, okay. So I will give a chance for you now. The ball is in your court. Now you are going to say what is environment, basic concepts, any environmental issue you face. So far you are reading newspaper. A dumping of waste, good. I'll just write here, dumping of waste. Yes. Any other? Deforestation. Pollution. See, not only the words you are going to explain. Okay. Toxification. Water toxification. What is this effect? Inside the water bodies, toxifies the water. Yes. And another important term, ocean acidification. Yes, any other? Somebody saying some other term. See, like this, we have lot of issues circulating around us. The main culprit of all these issues arises from the anthropogenic causes. It may be burning of fossil fuels or due to the industrial activity, or as somebody has said, one side you are burning the fossil fuels, one side you are creating industries, you are exhausting the chemicals out, and the other side you are cutting down the trees which are acting as the lungs of the world. So it is absorbing all the chemicals which is coming out of the industrial activities, but you are cutting down that also. That is called deforestation. So what happens? All this results in the emission of greenhouse gases which you would have learnt in environment. If the environment class did not get over, then what is greenhouse gases? For those who has over, you can explain to your friend. Huh? What is greenhouse gases? Any one at a time, please. Any one. Carbon. Monoxide. It's one. Okay, carbon monoxide. Only carbon monoxide is called as greenhouse gases. More number of gases are than methane is there. Nitrous oxide is there. Sulfur. We have a lot number of gases which we call as greenhouse gases. Why we call them as greenhouse gases? Yes. Sorry, our globe has this potential that our earth has this potential that when an incoming solar radiation comes inside, some gets reflected back automatically. Some will get trapped here. And when it is getting released out, as a short wave IR rays, it will be again absorbed back. No, by the greenhouse gases, which is present in the atmosphere. That is to some extent it is okay, but it is absorbing the extreme levels. What happens? Now the global temperature increases. That we call as global warming potential gets increased because of the greenhouse gases. When global temperature increases, what happens? Automatically, all the issues which you have said will follow. Yes, what it is that? Global warming will take place. Drought. Yes, yes. Climate change happens. So what is climate change? Weather change is frequently happening now. This weather changes is changing the climate change. Climate which is stable for over a period of time now gets changed. At least geography is over for you. You know about climate and weather, everything properly. Not permanent. It is relatively stable than the weather. Okay, so that for a longer period it exists. And you know that there are a lot of issues circulating around this. What happens? Arctic ice is completely melting. Why I am explaining these issues to you? You don't think this is an environment class. But when you know the issues, then only you know ethical issues around it. We have to discuss all the ethical issues related to this topic. So what happens? The global sea level rises. How? Sea level rise is another problem. How it happens? One side due to the global warming. Another side, Arctic ice is thin. What happens? When it absorbs a lot number of albedo effect, you would have heard. So it absorbs sunlight, it heats, then it melts. Then when it melts, the sea becomes warmer. When the sea becomes warmer, what happens? Again it fastens the process of melting of ice caps. Then again what happens? Sea is another trapping. It traps GHG gases a lot, carbon dioxide. And what happens is it results in ocean acidification, another environmental issue. What ocean acidification is? What it does? Why it kills the aquatic life? Not all aquatic life, but most of them. Why? Because the shell formed. Yes. It melts the shell. No. So the animal cannot form the shell. So it results in death of the organism, including coral bleaching. You would have learned in your environment. So all this is result of a single event which is done by humans. Okay. Again, we can also say this continues. This vicious cycle continues. Not only this, even acid rain which we faces in our, all the buildings, including our beautiful Taj Mahal is eroded. And plants, animals, everything is affected. Okay, so now what are the ethical issues which is revolving around all these issues? That we have to see. Okay, that we will discuss one by one. So environmental ethics. What then we will define what is environmental ethics. Why we need environmental ethics. Okay, so you can see here, that is the case. See, I don't have time. I formed the case in the morning only. So I just yes, it's in my handwriting. I don't know whether you can understand. Can you read this? It's legible, no? Okay, see. Read this, somebody. I will also take the case. Good. See. River. Mm. Mm. Hmm. 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 Not to mention it is. Sorry. Hmm. Ah. Hmm. Good. You are doing it rightly. Hmm. Podium. Oh, yes. I think this podium can be down. Ah. Hmm. Hmm. Blind anthropocentrism. Hmm. Hmm. Poisoning of water. Hmm. And the face of species. Hmm. Fires. Crisis. Hmm. Ways. Okay. Intergovernmental. Intragovernmental. Ah. Efforts to protect the thing. Severe threat to nature. Uh, so these are the questions that thank you that I'll do. So see, this is one case we have done. So in this case, you would have seen that like what man is doing to the environment. What are the anthropocentric activities which is causing, you would have seen here, like starting from ocean depletion to climate change, all those issues. Not only that, it is also affecting humans in turn, not only the environment. Who is going to get affected? Humans we ourselves are affected and our healths are put at risk, right? So we have said that there are a lot of intergovernmental and intragovernmental measures. What are the measures we do have in India? Yes, think and tell me. Quality. Yes. In our constitution, which article is saying about protection of environment? 21. Article 48, 48A and 51A. All these are discussing about environment. No, the right to protect our environment we do have in the constitution itself. Apart from this, we have created number of acts. What are the acts that are supporting the protection of environment? Very good. Environmental Protection Act 1860 or 1972 Wildlife Protection Act, then Forest Act 1980. Good. Forest Conservation Act. Then Water and Air Prevention and Pollution Act, Biodiversity Conservation Act. All this we have. We have number of legal provisions to protect the environment. Apart from this, we also have number of protocols and conventions. In the international level, we do have Stockholm Conventions we have. No? Then, what are those other protocols? Last year also they asked about Aarhus Protocol. Nobody know about it. Sofia Protocol. Nobody know about that. They only know about some 3-4 protocols are convention which is prevailing and it's very hard. Only I am feeling so, or you are also? Everyone is feeling same. Are you? I think only this place is like that. Okay, so this, any other protocols we do have? Vienna Convention is there. Okay, so you just go type at home, what are those protocols? And a lot of conventions like CMS is there, CITES is there, traffic is there. All these are called conventions to protect the migratory species, to protect the trade in the wild animals. Okay, so CITES, illegal poaching, all this. We have lot of projects starting from project Hangul in India. Now the recent project is what? Project Cheetah. Do you remember? So cheetah has been long back. It is extinct in India. You all know what is meant by extinct species. So there is some category which is given by IUCN, the body, the majestic body which is taking care of the protection of wild animals. IUCN, International Union for Conservation of Nature. So they give some categories. No, extinct in the wild, extinct. vulnerable, endangered, critically endangered. This way we give some status to these. And in India, who takes care of all these things? Under the Wildlife Protection Act, we have schedules to list out the animals under the schedules to say that which level of protection we have to give for them. Okay, which level of protection has to be provided to these wild animals and trees also. Trees also, you know that no, endemic trees to certain places. All this you will be studying. So we have a lot of measures. Okay, starting from Ministry of Environment and Forest. They themselves are for that only they are there. And BNHS, Bombay Natural History Society, international bodies such as Wildlife International, BirdLife International is there. Large number of internationals are there to protect the environment. But why still we are facing a large number of threats? Cheetah has become long been extinct. Similarly, 5 species gone extinct in India. Known. Unknown, we don't know how many has gone extinct in the wild. Okay, now we are reintroducing it. But why it is so? So why is the failure of the laws and regulations? Even now we are talking about cross-border environmentalism. Note that word, cross-border, cross-border environmentalism. Anytime they may ask directly. One time they asked indirect question for you in environment section. Cross-border environmentalism, what is that? So that is there is slight difference in it. Rising of? Okay, see, actually the cross-border environmentalism is to focus on what he has said. That was mainly formed in, to tackle some issues which is happening in 3-4 borders together. The water issues, hillshire fish, you would have seen hillshire. So that is common in Bangladesh and in India. Okay, it lives in the water of the migrates. It migrates during one season, so it travels, and when it's traveling, it needs protection. It lives in one place and it travels to another place during migration. Same way, animals also migrate, so it travels around. Snow leopard, you take. Where and all it is present. 12 countries are responsible for protecting the snow leopard, and in Gangotri, the first in Uttarakhand, the first snow leopard protection center is started in India. I hope you would have known that. Okay, so this is called the global effort to protect a species or general body. Even now we are granting legal status to rivers. You would have known the first country to do it, who it is? New Zealand? No, not India. India will always follow the pattern. So New Zealand, the first country, how was done for Wanganui River. You would have known that Wanganui River, a tribal people fought for it. That you have to protect the river by granting legal status. It is a big thing. What is legal status? We all have legal personhood. We are having rights, legal rights. If somebody touches our right, we can go to court. We can claim through what? 2 mechanisms are there. One through writs, another through PAL. You know that, no? What is PAL? Public interest litigation. What is it? Okay, we'll put that aside. This is something which is not related now. So see, this way, the rivers has, you just go and verify who is mother of PAL, who is father of PAL. PAL as father and mother also. Okay, then what is PAL? What is the main base of PAL? Okay, locus standi, what it does mean, that and all you go and check. So what is this river? The river legal personhood means river has a right. If you are polluting the river, then on behalf of the river, someone can go to the court and charge you. Okay, that is legal personhood. So in India also it created a larger problem. Ganga and Yamuna, legal rivers. Then many people came forward. What will happen to us? We are going to Ganga, taking bath, leaving the clothes there. Kapda. Chod do. River is taking inside all our sins. How come if you put this, nobody can enter the river. Nobody can float the dresses. We cannot wear the same dress. We have to leave the dress. We have to put new dress and come out. Then only we are new person. Then fight. How come you say this? Religious issues has happened. Because we treat rivers as God, mother, God, first God, then only mother. So then, like this, we faced a lot of issues. Not only that, even species, animals, totem worship. We started from that only, totem worship. What is totem worship? Tribals worship the nature. Still now they are doing it. Sacred groves. We have no. We have or we do not. We have sacred groves in the name of the forest is protected in the name of sacred grove. It's considered sacred and it is protected. Okay, so this we have a lot of measures to protect the nature. but there is a failure. Then comes environmental ethics. So what is environmental ethics? Yes, what is environmental ethics? Now we discussed all the legal measures which is there to protect the environment. I have said only few. Much more are there. You go and buy an environment book in the market, you will faint. Nah, you'll see large number of measures, protocols, this, that, this. You don't know what to read. All are here. Yes. So why we are facing failures? Then what is environmental ethics? I'll tell a simple story for you. There was a great king. He was not here now. The great Manunidhi Chola. Okay. So this person used to, put a bell. No. Still there in the temple, you will find there will be a rope with hanging with a big bell like this. Okay. Very big bell. So before his kingdom. And there will be a rope. If some people need justice, they will come and they will ring the bell. Okay, so we need a justice. Then king will hear the bell. See, imagine it is outside the kingdom and then the bell rings, the king hears it, that much big bell. And then the king will ask the sepoys to bring the person and then he will ask, what is your problem? Tell me. And he will solve and he will give grand justice to the people. One day, a cow has come to ring the bell. Guy. It was ringing the bell. The sepoys came to see the people who is ringing the bell. Now cow is ringing. Then they took the cow to the king. The king asked, what is the problem with the cow? Cow can't speak. Now people go and then they search what is the reason why the cow is here. Now they found that one of his son was driving a chariot. And that time when prince come out, what happens? All young ladies will stand on both sides. They will wave the hands. The prince became very happy. He wants to show his manliness. Come on. And then he drives the chariot in the faster way. Without noticing, he has killed the calf, the cow's young one. It was running here and there because it is very fearful about the sounds which and all which is happening there. And now he drove the chariot over the calf. The calf died. Now the cow says that I want justice. Your son has killed my son or daughter. We don't know, but it is killed. Now you give justice for me, grant justice. Now the king said, okay, fine. What you want? Justice. Wait. He drove the chariot on his own, asked his son to lie down, killed his own son. Okay, so this is the topmost justice granted by a king to an animal. Then what it means to you, the moral of the story? When teachers ask the moral of the story, they will be very much excited to hear the answer and stunned also sometimes by hearing. What is the moral of the story? Those who are sleeping, please tell me. Justice is so the thing is that justice is the matter. What for whom you are giving justice? Only for humans or for animals also? So you are including animals inside. Justice for everyone. That is the justice which we call environmental in the name of environmental ethics. So previously, ethics means only for humans. Okay, moral principles are only for humans. Humans is facing any problem, we are only talking on that behalf, on the perspective of human only. That is called as anthropocentric view. You would have seen that anthropocentrism, one word is given here. What is anthropocentrism? Always considering human at the center and humans' interest first, topmost priority than any other things. Okay, that is anthropocentrism. You are putting your interest first. Then you are saying, see, everything is there only to serve the interest of humans. That is called anthropocentric view. That is humans are center of everything. Okay, you would have seen like this. See, this is world. This is the environment. Okay, and in anthropocentrism, what we do is that we consider human at the top. All the other living beings, it can be of starting from small snails, okay, to wild animals, big animals, or trees, or anything that all comes below a human. That is anthropocentrism. And in ecocentrism, we are living together with every living beings, okay, everywhere. Humans is one of them. He is not at the top. Here only humans think that all other beings are inferior to him. They are existing only for the interest of the human being. So if there is a tree like Pushpa, he can cut the tree, make a house in sandalwood. So no need to bath. Every time you just go and inside the house, for some time you sit there, sandal smell come out. No, sandalwood. And there are real pushpa, no. There are some, even when they caught one forest officer who has constructed his house in red sandalwood, complete house. Right. So then ecocentrism is something that you are putting everything's interest at your consideration. Okay. You are also coming here. You are a traveler. Okay. There are co-travelers along with you, cohabitants along with you. Each and every species which is existing in this world has its own right, starting from a small insect to a large tree. Everything is having its own interest. So we do not have any authority to extend it, to lost the species from the world. That is environmental ethics. So write a formula. Environmental ethics is equal to this is the latest smart work which you can do, making formulas. Keep that in mind. When you're writing your answer, if you're making a formula, you gain extra mark in your mains. Even a half mark will do a much better than your competitor. You know that, no? How much value you have for a half a mark? Traditional ethics plus non-human world plus sustainable development. This is the formula which you can write for environmental ethics. Then what's the meaning of this? Traditional ethics plus non-human world, NHW is non-human world plus SD, sustainable development. Sustainable development. So what is, here any Neha Jain is there? Anybody in the name of Neha Jain? Absent. Very good. We'll hand over there to the management. Right? Yes. So what is this? Have you written the formula? SD, sustainable development. T, traditional ethics. Okay. Non-human world. NHW, non-human world. Okay. SD, sustainable development. T, traditional ethics. So we are elaborating the boundaries of traditional ethics to include the non-human world also. Non-human world means all the things like plants, animals, everything will come under this non-human world. Okay. And including the sustainable development. What is sustainable development? Long-term development. Okay. Long-term effect of the development. What it means? Development next generation also. So building a bridge, you have to construct for next generation also. Good only. Come on, you are on the track. Try. So you are going to do something considering the future generation in mind. Okay. So you are depleting the resources. You know, there are some resources which cannot be renewed at all. Non-renewable resources where you cannot replace it even after many years has to come. So then you have to keep all this in mind. Then what happens to our future generation, our grandsons and granddaughters, what they will do? You know, if we are exploiting everything for our own use, then what will happen to them? So keeping that future generation in mind, then you are using the resources in a wise manner and taking care of development. At the same time, we cannot sit like the dwellers, no, forest dwellers, no, I am going back to Junga world. Put some leaves around me. I don't want dresses because I am depleting the resources. I will live in cave. Instead of doing this much big house, we all will make one hole, we'll live there. No one can do that. We have to advance. No, we have to go forward only. We cannot come back. There is no way back. So until unless everything goes away from our hand. No, automatically we are forced to it. But we cannot on our own. So sustainable development. This word, already you asked in UPSC, several times they asked a question. When was this word first defined? They asked a question. When was this word first defined? This word was first recognized during 1972 itself, during a United Nations Environment Conference. But this word was defined first time during the 59, 50, 2015 only. My God. Long back in Brundtland Commission, 1987, they came out with the report, Our Common Future. This was a question for you in UPSC. If you go through the whole question paper, 4 years before this question came, I think, for you. When was the word sustainable development defined? It was defined during the Brundtland Commission's report. No, which was given, which this commission was formed by UN. And this report was given in the name of our common future, that they defined the word sustainable development. Now there are some 4 goals, just speaking about the environment in sustainable development. What are those 4 goals? I'll say the goal name only. You just go and refer at home. SDG goal number 11, 12. What it is talking about, sustainable cities. Okay. And 12, what it is? Sustainable goals you have to be thorough with. Have you done with sustainable goals or not? Very good. Do now. It's not late. SDG 12, sustainable consumption and production management. And 13, what it is? Climate action. 14, water and resources, no, ocean and water resources. And last one, 15, land, especially the deforestation, loss of biodiversity. You have to take care of all these things. This is something which is there talking about the sustainable development goals. So we are talking about sustainable development. Come back to our case study. See, now the questions I'm going to ask you. Still, we are facing a lot of problems. Can you discuss some of ethical issues associated with the environmental issues? We have already discussed the environmental issues. Now you are going to give me some ethical issues related to the environmental issues. What are the ethical issues? First we'll discuss this question, okay? So what are the ethical issues? I will give definition. You can write it, but you write this formula and I've done it. So now you just tell me what are the ethical issues associated with the environmental issues. Okay? Shall I make a diagram like this? First one, ethical issues related to environmental problems. What are the ethical issues we are facing? I will start environmental refugees. They asked a question one time for you related to refugees. If you bring environmental refugees there, the examiner will become very happy. What is that environmental refugee? Why they are called environmental refugees? Who are called refugees first of all? See, our classes will be in discussion pattern only. Come on. I'm catching her here then. Migrating. Then what is the difference between migration and refugees?
Those who are forced to migrate in another country.
So they are refugees, no?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So actually, why I have caught her there, it seems that in an interview, what they will do, they will pull out questions from your mouth. You know, that's why she's avoiding very smartly. I have noticed that. Now she's saying that migrant, then she was moving to another word, but in interview session, what they will do, they will pull out words from your mouth. They will ask question to you from that word only. So be careful when you are talking. So yes. So there is a difference between migrants and refugees. Migrants are those people who move out on their own interest because they are going from one place to another place in search of job, search of education, search of good lifestyle. You know, they design everything in their life. Okay, now we are going to take good education for our children. We are moving from here to another area where the education system is good. No, we want better work. So we want better living conditions. We are moving from this place to another place. That is migration. Refugees run away at one night. You know, they leave their place. They abandon the place because they are not able to survive the places where they were once they were inhabiting. They are not able to continue living there. Okay, due to some violence. They are forcibly leaving the place. Environmental refugees means the difference is due to environmental forcings like sea level rise. Monkeys. Monkeys. Why monkeys? Okay, now I am coming to the question. Why monkeys are coming to your place? We have taken their homes. You should not say massively cut down. We have taken their homes, coming to our homes. No, that's nature, no. Elephants coming to our place. Why elephants coming here? Because we destroyed their habitat. We destroyed their corridors. we are doing agriculture cultivation in their place where they are walking. Then we are putting bombs. You are coming to my field, I will put bomb, now you die. Putting bomb inside pineapple, giving it to it. So that horrible incident you would have seen. So these types of faces you can see, various faces of humans. So then the environmental refuges is due to loss of land, okay, or the change of climate patterns. Once they are agriculturalists, but they don't get rain now, they are suffering due to drought. They are not able to survive in the place. So they are forced to leave the place. They move from one place to another. So this is the biggest ethical issue we are facing due to environmental issues. The effect is done at one place. No, the cause is happening at one place. Some country which is developed in nature is creating these problems. But who are affected? The skewed vulnerabilities, we will say. So that is why this is called tragedy of common. Tragedy of commons. Who are living, who are living that near the sea? Will the rich person live? He has only farmhouse there. Will he live there? He just go for vacation. Very good. So others, the common fisherman who is surviving near the sea, coastal area. Now he loses his life. You would have seen during tsunamis, you would have seen what happened. What happened? All the fisher folks lost their life. Even now you would have heard about the Manipurs, the famous Cable Lamjau National Park. What it is famous for? Floating pumdis. They are saying that over the period we will never see pumdis. We will never see dancing deer. Why it is called dancing deer? Will it dance? It will jump from one pumdi to another pumdi. It looks like dancing. The pumdis are floating over the water. What are pumdis? It's a mass of land. It consists of vegetation also. Go and that is nature's wonder. It is in India only. Please visit before you are getting too old. You will never travel after getting old. Yeah, we are committed to our work. Go and see the nature's wonder. It's floating. Okay, there fishermen go, stay, make small houses. They fish in the lake. Okay, Cable Lamjau National Park is famous for this dancing deer. It already came in question in UPSC. The bro antler deer or sangai. It's otherwise called as. Okay. Right. Cable Lamjau. You want the name? What you are asking me? Where it is? Manipur. Okay, so this way we have lot of nature's wonder. But who are affected due to this? Due to the environmental issues. Who are affected? The common man is affected. Who doesn't have place to move? Who lives there, whose livelihood is dependent on that place is affected. The farmer who will become an extinct species like cheetah one day. We can only see this person is a farmer. You can see, you will only see bones on his body. In museum they will keep and they will teach the children. These are called farmers. See, of India. So these people are affected because they don't get water. Not like the farmer who are owning bens here. They're having bens. No, they take tomato in the bens to the market. Acres and acres of land they have. But there you go in the South India, you will find lot of, because here there is a perennial rivers and non-perennial rivers. You don't know what is it? What's the meaning of that? Many has become stunned as in, what is that movie? MIB. Flash. Because you hear some noises outside. Their timing is 1 o'clock. Your next class. What is the timing? Don't know. Very good. No, I'm saying I'm appreciating you. You're not concerned about other people's business. Okay, come. Throughout the year. Why? Why they have water? Because coming from God's Kamandal. Glaciers, very good. Sources, glaciers. Non-perennial rivers. In South, we do have non-perennial rivers because rain is rain. Now, climate change has taken away everything. Droughts only is there. The farmers doesn't have proper rain. There is no proper rainfall pattern. There is no proper cultivation. So what happens? These people are affected. That's why we call this as tragedy of commons. And this is cosmopolitan in nature. Environmental issues is cosmopolitan in nature. Okay. Then third, you can mention about the third ethical issue is environmental injustice. Injustice. Why? There is no fair and equal distribution of environmental benefits and burdens. That's why we call this as environmental injustice. Okay. Mention the third ethical issue, environmental injustice. Okay. There is no fair and equal distribution of, what is injustice? There is no fair and equal distribution of benefits and burdens to the people. One is enjoying most, exploiting all the resources, having technologies in hand, developing. Dollar rate is increasing. Money rate is going down. One who owns a dollar become richest. One who owns the money, they are saying that after few years, we will be in a situation that many people cannot satisfy their basic needs also. Basic needs for food, you cannot pay. Okay, that will be the situation. So environmental injustice is happening throughout the world. Okay, then fourth, you can mention about toxic colonialism. What is this? Toxic colonialism. Or we can also mention environmental discrimination. Discrimination. Yes, what is this? E-loss, you would have seen about E. Electronic waste, E-waste. What is happening related to E-waste? Very good. Dumping in countries like China, India. China is exception. China is also receiving all the goods which has been dumped by the Western countries. Similarly, they are dumping it in India. Mainly to dump it in India, I think they are receiving. So here India is ending up with the e-waste. What happens with that? Toxicity. You would have seen. What are the effect of it? Even medical waste. Groundwater toxicity. Leaching of harmful chemicals. So that also particularly lead, mercury. All these are completely, damaging the nervous system. Children are handling it. Okay, it's totally destroying the children's nervous system. Okay, brain, completely affecting the brain and all. So these types of problems we are facing. That's why we call this as toxic colonialism. Previously, it's like trade colonialism. What happened? Merchants. In the name of merchants, they came in the name of cow. Tiger in the form of cow. You have a proverb, na? What is that proverb? Tiger in the form of cow. The tiger put a cow's cloth and then it deceived people. Same way, here these people came in the name of merchant into India and colonized India completely. They occupied India and ruled India. Same way now what we are doing? Using toxics. We are colonizing particular sections in the country itself and other countries also. So discrimination is happening. Who are those who got discriminated? Again, the people who are low in status. They don't have money to fight back. Poor people, vulnerable sections are affected due to this colonialism, toxic colonialism. Then other issues you can also mention, like loss of biodiversity, other ethical issues. Please stop your talking. Only few more minutes are there. Then you can happily live, happily ever after. Loss of biodiversity. What is this? Here we are totally neglecting the ecocentric view. Okay, ecocentric view. Anytime this question may appear. What are the ethical issues related to environment? They may ask. There is possibility. Okay, so loss of biodiversity. This also gives problem, like now we are neglecting the ecocentric view of environment. Okay, we are only considering the anthropocentric view. Okay, so irresponsible to the future generation also, you can add that. Irresponsible to future generations. We are talking about sustainable development, but we are not following it. Irresponsibility. Okay, we are causing injustice to the future generations. We are irresponsible to the future generation. Okay. Any other? We are treating environmental as instrument. Treating. Anyone want to share some point here? Environment as instruments. Okay. Instruments. Why? Why we are saying this? To achieve our goal. Good environment. Only economy. That means? Okay. There is no economy. There is no future. So, but what we are doing, we are treating environment as an instrument. Okay, we are treating it as having an instrument value only, not intrinsic value. Intrinsic means a value of its own. You know, there was a tree in America called it's a Wawona tree. It was there in Yosemite National Park. It was a very big, gigantic tree. What happened? The tree was existing for very long years, but they created a tunnel inside the tree. Then a lot of activists, environmental activists was opposing it. No, don't do it because the tree will become weak and it will fall. But they said it is giving thrill, no, for the people who comes inside the park. They will enjoy the ride. So we are going to put a big hole. Then they did it and the tree fell in the next storm. Okay, because it became weak. People are enjoying the ride inside the tunnel, natural tunnel come. But then the tree did not survive, totally vanished from the society. So it's treated as an instrument there. Okay, so instrumental value only we are giving to the environment, not the intrinsic value. No, we have intrinsic value, no. If somebody says, come on, give your hand, we'll put a hole. Let people enjoy. They will see like this and enjoy. Will you give? What will happen? You will put a hole in their forehead, na? You go. Let people enjoy that. You will think in that manner, no? Yeah. So, but trees will not talk. Yes. So it's totally an unfair activities we are involving in exploiting, like in the form of deforestation, everything. Okay. So we are damage to the environment, right? You can also add much more points here. The ethical issues. When if you want plan, you can just put some space, leave some space, add some more points. Okay. Done. So now come to the case. Next question. What is the next question? Do you think can rights I'll read here. So there are 3 pages, another one small page is there, okay? One the questions, which you will face the question. So see here, can rights of the, So do you think can rights of the nature be protected without changing the current development paradigm? Okay, this is the next question. Do you think that, answer my question. Do you think the nature to be protected without changing the current development paradigm? So what does this mean? What is the current development paradigm we are using? What is the current development scenario we are doing? Can we follow the same without changing? And at the same time, can we protect the nature? This is a question. How? So the current development paradigm can be continued, okay, not by extracting the nature, but living along with the nature. For that, we require a strategy called as environmental ethics. Apart from laws, rules, and regulations, we also need ethics to play its part. That is the next question. You can see that as only the rules, laws, and regulations cannot end this environmental problem. Do you feel the environmental ethics is the need of the heart? Why? So then you write an answer for that. Why you need environmental ethics to protect the nature, and at the same time you can develop the your surrounding, but without harming the environment, considering the environment. For that, there are various tools which you will be studying for environmental section in your 3rd paper. That is something. No, what is the topic for you in the syllabus related to environment? Then there are certain tools like EIA, which the questions will appear, LCA, What are these? Environmental impact assessment. Okay, there are some management tools which you have to consider by, you have to bring environment in the development. You're considering environmental concerns in development. Okay, there are certain tools like EA, environmental impact assessment, life cycle assessment. When you're taking a product, you have to assess the life cycle of the product, how much impact it is going to create in the environment throughout its life. When a product isn't there, no, you have developed one product, you have manufactured one, what are the environmental impact it is going to give till it exists in the surrounding. Take a plastic, you're building a plastic, anything, any product you can take. But what is the lifetime of a plastic? When it will degrade? Huh? Thousands of years, no one will survive to see that. No, we are saying thousands of years, it will take. So that these and all the things which you have to consider, the life cycle assessment, we say, some of the tools which we use. Now take down the answer for the next question, environmental ethics. Right? Take down that, then below that we'll write the definition for environmental ethics. Right? With that, we'll end this environmental ethics. Now take down the answer. Yes. There is a direct relationship between. So for development paradigm, we are saying this, for development paradigm, along with considering the environmental considerations. There is a direct relationship between. Second question, we are writing an answer for second question. Okay, then we will write for third question. So there is a direct relationship between environment and economy. There is a direct relationship between environment and economy. Full stop. There is a direct relationship between environment and economy. Full stop. Economic development. Only for few questions I'll be giving an answer like this. I'll ask you to write an answer for case studies. Then I will leave it to you. So that's why I'm asking you to write. Concentrate and do it. No, then you have to frame an answer. I'll just give an idea. I'll just say the core what it is. Then you have to frame your own answers. Then you don't come and ask me, madam, please give me some model answer. Already we have done many models. Now, so now continue. Economic development without environmental considerations. Economic development without environmental considerations can cause serious environmental damage. Economic development without environmental considerations. Environmental consideration can cause serious environmental damage. In turn, INTURN, impairing, impairing the quality of life. In turn, impairing the quality of life. Impairing the quality of life of present and future generations. Full stop. So now the need of the heart. So now, full stop. Then, have you written till this? Written? So now the need of the heart is sustainable development. SD. Put SD inside the bracket. Full stop. So just continue. Sustainable development means. Okay, sustainable development means. This is how you write an answer for your mains. The pattern which we are giving. Okay, sustainable development means. Inside the quotation you write. Meeting the needs of present generation. So, means meeting the needs of present generation. Without compromising the needs of future generation. Full stop. So, for this, without compromising the needs of future generation. Full stop. Next paragraph. For this we need improved coordination. Improved coordination among countries. Okay. Improved coordination among countries. Inside the bracket you write Like, put a bracket, open the bracket, then you write like cross-border environmentalism, like cross-border environmentalism, cross-border environmentalism, cross-border environmentalism, yes, comma, UN protocols, etc. There are much more. You know that we have discussed already in classes. To share the global resources, to share the global resources, resources, to share the global resources, comma, to share the global resources, comma, technology, and also resources, comma, technology, and also so scarce resources, and also the scarce resources, scarce, SCARC, scarce resources, efficiently, scarce resources efficiently, comma, for judicious use of, for judicious, JUDICIOUS, for judicious use of all, for judicious use of all environmental, judicious use of all environmental material, judicious use of all environmental material for to enhance human development. All environmental material to enhance human development, full stop. Okay. Enhance human development, full stop. Next paragraph. SD. Okay, write shortly. SD. SD means what? Sustainable development can only be achieved. SD can only be achieved. SD can only be achieved if we induct, 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 okay? We induct tools like, okay, tools like EIA. What is EIA? If we induct tools like EIA, and inside the bracket you write environmental impact assessment. This is an important topic for you in paper 3. In the environment part, you have to learn environmental impact assessment. Close the bracket. EMS. Next one, comma, EMS. Okay, EMS. Yes, it's abbreviation, right? Comma. EIA, inside the bracket you write environmental impact assessment, comma, EMS. What is EMS? Inside the bracket you write environmental management system. Environmental management system. Okay, so it's nothing but it's a set of process which is followed in an organization, okay, to reduce the environmental impact. Okay, environment management system, EMS, comma, LCA, life cycle assessment, comma, LCA, life cycle assessment, etc. That's it. This is over. Second question answer is over. I already told you in ethics, they will be asking multiple questions in the same single question. You'll find multiple questions. You have to address each and every question separately. Already we have done for 2 questions. Another 1 question is remaining. What is the other question? Last question. Why we need environmental ethics? That is the last question. Okay. Why we require environmental ethics? Get it from the management, the questions. Already in the first question also, there is a question pending for you. As we discuss the environmental ethics for environmental issues, you have to discuss the ethical issues in the above case study. You try to frame an answer. If you cannot, then we will discuss here in the classes. Okay. So, right. Do you understand what we have discussed today? One part of applied ethics. Similarly, we will discuss 3-4 topics. That's it. Rest I will leave it to you. Why I ask you to study the syllabus? How many of you have started studying the syllabus? No one. It is good for reading newspaper. You know, you study the syllabus, then you come and tell me how you are reading the newspaper. Not like other people do. Unnecessarily reading all the news in the newspaper is waste of time. What is required only you have to read. Only that comes with the help of syllabus only. Okay, syllabus has to be in your mind. Then it will guide you like how you have to read the newspaper. What are the important points which you can take from the newspaper? Put it inside your own notes. Add it. Okay, then use it in the answer writing. Huh? Yes, so we'll meet again. Right? Take care.